The Elizabeth Baptist Church was organized on Cherry Street, April 22, 1922, by Reverend C.W. Lee, with 25 members, all of which have departed this life for a better one. Some of the original charter members were Frank Bennett, Dina Bennett, Ernest Jones, Annie Jones, Nora Duff, Betty Duff, William Pride, Bethula Pride, Manlis Mixon, Adeline Mixon, Virginia Woody, Rosa Lucas, Willie Henderson, Fannie Lee, Willie Williams, Dink Fault, Dennis McDonald, and Lindsey Johnson. Ernest B. Jones was the only ordained deacon at the time. Its first auxiliary was the Mission, with Addie Bennett as its first president. Since the year 1922, the previous pastors of the Elizabeth Baptist Church have been in order: Reverend C.W. Lee, Reverend Ingram, Reverend Carswell, Reverend Doonan, Reverend Rhodes, Reverend Odom, Reverend George, Reverend Wheeler, Reverend Garrett, Reverend Fields, Reverend White, Reverend Simon, Reverend Douglas, Reverend Taylor, Reverend Stevens, and Reverend Henry CLINKSCALE Jr. In 1931, Miss Caroline Hazelton donated property at 1846 Lawrence Street to the church. Reverend W. L. Ingram was the pastor during this time. In early 1954, the church became divided. Some of the membership left and organized what is called today the Philip Memorial Baptist Church. In November 1954, the church called as its pastor the Reverend Lonnie A. Simon. Under the leadership of Reverend Simon, the church membership increased. He served for 5 years. On January 8, 1956, the church moved to 328 South Forest Street. On September 1, 1959, the church dedication was held. The 6-year mortgage on the church was burned after just 2.5 years. In 1956, Reverend Simon ordained Deacon Eddie Williams and 4 ministers, which included Pastor Joe Bankston and Pastor Elizabeth Powell. He also ordained 5 deacons, which included Deacon Edward Bell, who currently still serves as a deacon. Reverend Simon resigned in 1959. In April of 1969, Elizabeth sold its property on South Forest Street and moved to 1452 Wilson Avenue. In July 1969, the church called as its pastor the Reverend Henry CLINKSCALE Jr., then pastor of Beulah Baptist Church. The church progressed both spiritually and financially. In July 1970, we purchased the former Emmanuel Baptist Church in Parsonage at 7 South Garland Avenue for $35,000. The church was rededicated and the cornerstone was laid when a 6.5-year mortgage was paid in less than 3 years. Pastor CLINKSCALE licensed 11 ministers, including the current pastor, and 3 women. He ordained 5 ministers, which included Pastor Larry Parker. Pastor CLINKSCALE also ordained 16 deacons during his 38-year tenure at Elizabeth. In 1994, the church membership voted that Reverend Walter Walker become the assistant pastor. A building fund was established in honor of James M. Tillman. So build we the wall, from Nehemiah 4 and 6. At the April 25, 2003 quarterly meeting, well over $259,000 have been raised, along with acquiring a loan from Second National Bank. On July 18, 2003, 13 lots were acquired. The for the City of Youngstown's Land Bank program for additional land for the new edifice. With the replat, the new address of the Elizabeth Missionary Baptist Church will become 1210 Hemrod Avenue. Groundbreaking services were held September 21, 2003 for the building of Phase 1, the sanctuary. On July 11, 2004, the cornerstone was laid at 1210 Hemrod Avenue. On July 18, 2004, the Elizabeth Missionary Baptist Church held dedication services at 4 p.m. at 7 South Garland Avenue, and we held our first service at our new edifice at 1210 Hemrod Avenue on September 12, 2004. January 18, 2008, Pastor Henry CLINKSCALE Jr. retired, effective March 14, 2008. He has been our pastor, shepherd, and counselor for 38 years, so with spiritual love and appreciation, the church accepted his resignation. At a special meeting July 27, 2008, the pastor became Pastor Emeritus of the Elizabeth Missionary Baptist Church. On May 23, 2008, Minister J. Dwayne Hurd was voted to become the pastor of Elizabeth Missionary Baptist Church. His first sermon as pastor was on June 1, 2008. An installation service was held on August 16, 2008. Our challenge under Pastor Hurd is to continue membership efforts and remain concerned about our members being fully committed to Christ. Indeed, with prayer, grace, and purpose action, Elizabeth will continue to be blessed as we move into our new endeavors, for we are a city set on a hill that cannot be hid.